All right, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So last week, we've gone through the introduction, we've gone through an introductory briefing on how to conduct the field trip, right? So we've talked about how to do sedimentary logging, right, in the field, right? So you need to take dip and strike into account when conducting sedimentary logging in the field. We've also discussed the method of approaching an outcrop. How do you study an outcrop? Well, first you need to do a reconnaissance, then you start to gather data, right? Lalu round dulu outcrop dulu, baru kita start ambil data, alright? Okay, so last week I left you with the task of exploring the outcrop, and you explore the outcrop through the photos provided in this slide, in this PowerPoint, and also through the 3D model provided, right? Layang 2 PDF. And you are supposed to observe and take notes on the geological features, bed orientation and arrangement, lithology, sedimentary structures, and also determine the Younging direction. Only then you go to task number, only then you go to the next part, construct a sedimentary log. Okay, can I ask, has anybody started doing the sedimentary logging? Ada yang mula start dah? Okay, so I take that as a no. So today you're going to start with sedimentary logging, yeah? But before we do that, we share our observations of the outcrop. So, you guys dah tengok have gone through the photos and the 3D model?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
All right. So let's go through the photos one by one, and you tell me what you see. Okay. All right. Let's start with this photo here. We are facing the northeast. All right. In this photo here. So this is the location, right? It's along the coast. The strike of a bed is like this. So we are parallel to the strike. And if we're standing here, we're facing in this direction, northeast. So we are seeing the beds here, and it's dipping towards the northwest. Okay. So any interesting features of this photo here? Did you see anything interesting in terms of sedimentology?
Interbedded.
Panjang sikit ayat tu, cerita sikit apa?
It has some thin beds and some more thicker beds.
Alright. So, yep, saya dah tulis ni. So you mentioned, okay, first there's beds, Alright. So you mentioned there's thicker beds and there's thinner beds and there's also interbedded layers kan? Interbedded Alright. Anybody want to add anything else? On the 3D model, sinilah. Alright. So you can identify sandstone. It is more resistant. It stands proud of the outcrop, and the mudstones are more recessed into the outcrop kan. So mudstone is softer. Mudstone dia berlekuk ke bawah lah. Dia senang dihakis. Yeah? Easier to erode. Okay. Good. So you can identify the beds. Anything else?
Doctor, the beds are steeply tilted.
Ada apa-apa?
Uh, Doctor, I think you are lagging.
Hello.
Okay, sorry, putus ah. Yep.
Tak apa doktor.
Alright, let's share balik. Alright, so yep, up till now, you mentioned that you have beds. Some of them are thicker, some of them are thinner. They're made up of sandstone and mudstone. And in some parts, the sandstone and mudstone are interbedded. So anything else to add? Ada apa lagi?
We can see boulder at the.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Okay, so ini rubble ya. Ini dia pecah daripada atas ya.
Okay.
Okay, so let's focus on the beds here. Do you see any sedimentary structures? Did anybody?
Striations.
Sorry, apa dia?
Striations ada.
Striations, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's maybe more into structural geology kot kan? So there's other things you can see here. Internal stratification dia kan? Okay lah, but maybe not that clear. Okay, we'll go to another photo. But think about the thickness of a bed kan? It's not enough to say thick and thin. Nanti orang tanya pula, what do you mean by thick? What do you mean by thin? Did anybody roughly measure the beds? Ada orang ukur tak? So you should measure it for the sedimentary logging, yeah? Okay, let's go to the other outcrop. The other photos, yeah? Okay, okay. Let's go to, this is slide number 5. So we have a closer view of the outcrop on the right-hand side here. All right. So I take out the 3D model is this part. Okay, so if I zoom, so you can, yeah, if you left click and right click tu, you boleh gerakkan ke tepi, ya. So you try to find that part. Okay, let's say for this part, try to find where it is. Ya, kecil sangat amal. So it's gonna be this part, no? That's right. Oh, it's further behind ni, kat belakang ni. Okay, tak apa. It's not inside the model. Okay, so you have the lower part. It's along the it's, you're just doing it along the dips ini kan. Okay, so yeah, it's further below from the model. Let's see what we have. So if you went through this photo, do you see any sedimentary structures? Sorry, yep. Slide number 5. Yeah, did you when you go through this photo, do you see any sedimentary structures? So have a look at the sandstones here. Do the sand are the sandstones featureless? Semua boleh dengar ya?
Boleh Doktor?
Alright. So can somebody describe the sandstones here? Is it featureless ke? Do you see any sedimentary structures here?
Yes.
What are these
Plana.
lines here?
Plana.
Apa dia?
Beds.
Planar.
Is it lower plane bed, Doctor?
Okay, kita pergi let's start with description first. Kita perihal je, kita cerita je. So planar dah dekat dah tu. Apa lagi kena tambah perkataan kat belakang dia?
Planar stratification.
Alright, so generally you can say planar stratification, betul. Lapisan yang ikut satah kan, it follows the plane. So planar stratification is okay. Yang the planar stratification tu, what's the thickness you think in this case? Is it centimeter scale, millimeter scale, decimeter scale? Lapis-lapis nipis ni?
I think maybe millimeter scale.
Millimeter scale. So we can call it planar lamination.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So planar lamination, okay, so that's good. Anything else you see?
Doctor, how about Hammocki cross stratification?
Alright. Okay. Oh, dah jauh ke depan Kita tak sampai lagi topik ni dekat sedimentology. But yeah, possible. Boleh cerita sikit, do you see any Hammocki cross stratification here? Can you direct me to the part in the photo where you see Hammocki cross stratification?
Is it at the below the sandstone bed?
Okay, nampak cursor saya nampak tak? You can see my cursor?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, can you direct me to it?
Is it the wait below?
Here.
Below lagi.
Okay,
Yeah, is that Hammocki structure?
this part here.
Rounded.
Okay, so I see lamination, you see, right?
Yes, Doctor.
Lamination inside the mudstone, it's laminated mudstone. 100% confirm HCS, not, I can't really see here lah. Maybe in other photos, kan? But what about this bed here? Is it planar lamination inside it? You can see lines. Try to trace the lines. What happens when it goes upwards?
They are curved.
The curving,
Yes.
and it meets.
Cross
It,
stratification.
okay. So in general, we can call it cross stratification. That's good. Or cross bedding, if you want, because the beds are quite thick, decimeter scale, though. Yeah, cross stratification at very low angle. Okay, that's good. So you see that. And you have lamination. Anything else you see? What are these? Zoom in to the photo. It's a bit clumsy, sorry. Yeah. Okay. What are these? What do you think those are? This is a sandstone. And what are these?
Is it weathering?
Flame
Alright.
structure?
Alright. It's possible flame structure, tapi biasanya, okay, so what rock is this? Based on just color lah kan, it's resistant ya. This is sandstone, right?
Yes, sandstone, betul.
Atas ini apa?
Mudstone.
Mudstone. So flame structure usually occurs at the base of a sandstone, right? So it seems that if this is a flame, it's actually at the base of a mudstone, yeah. I'm going to draw this. Any other sedimentary structures that look like this? Ke? Up and down, up and down. Lepas sini pula flat. Could be some kind of bed form ke? Those
Is
are
it
ripples.
ripple?
Huh?
Betul.
Kan? Those are ripples, right? So you can see ripples there. Okay. So if you go through the note sedimentology, later on we'll learn about symmetrical ripples. But for now, good enough to say that they are ripples. Okay. And you see one ripple, you start to see more. Sini pun ada ripples. These are ripples. These are more asymmetrical ripples, right? So you can actually see a stoss and then a lee. Right? And if you zoom in really close, you can even see some cross stratification. You can see cross lamination. They're crossing the bed here. That's another ripple there. That's the bottom here looks nicer. Okay. And take a look at the lamina inside here. These are small lenses of sandstone gitu. Smaller ripples. Okay. Start nampak satu, nampak banyak Alfa dia. Dah mula boleh kenal kan? More ripples here. What do you think these small circles are? It's inside the mudstone, eh?
Is it a glass?
It could be glass, it's possible. But, boleh zoom hilang. Ini cari balik. So in this case, they are trace fossils.
Oh,
Circles filled in with sand. Those are trace fossils. Okay. So I'm further down, I'm further towards the right here. Can you see these indentations here then? It's on the top of a bedding plane. What do you think those are?
is it burrow?
Those are not burrows. It's on the top of a sandstone.
Ripple?
Those are ripple marks from above.
Ripple marks from above meaning we view them from below, Doctor.
Or we are viewing them from the top. Dia tak daripada atas. So it's along the top bedding plane.
Alright, faham.
Alright. Okay. I think okay. So I think that's okay. That's good enough for slide number 6 ni lah. Let's go to slide number 8. Okay, it's in the middle here. Let's just show you where it is on the 3D model. Kat sini, it's here, right? So you can zoom in there if you want. The details are much better in the photos but you can see the same part here and here. Okay, so you need to alternate between the 3D model and the photos yeah. Okay, go back to the photo here. So what do you see here? Any sedimentary structures
Doctor, is that trace fossil?
Kat mana tu?
Dekat tengah-tengah tu.
Alright, sini kat mana lagi? Ni,
Yang macam hitam-hitam.
yang ni.
Ya.
Alright. So in this case, it's it's not a trace fossil. It's something else, but that part is interesting. What do you think that is? Kita zoom in situ. Remember, the bats are dipping towards the left sini. What are those?
Flame
Is
structure
it
tu.
following the bedding? Flame structure tak berapa
No.
sangat. It's just lines je garis kan.
Oh,
It's just that the lines are darker, right? So the bats are
Precipitation.
maybe it's
apa dia? Sorry.
that
Cross.
All right. So cross stratification. Okay, good. So this is cross bedding. So the beds are like this. Yeah. What's this sedimentary structure here? It's just straight itu je.
planar stratification.
All right. So this is planar stratification, and there's lots of planar stratification if you take a look closely at the individual bed. Okay. So this one is dipping much steeper kan, lebih curam kan. So this is cross bedding or cross stratification if you want. Okay. So mudstone, sandstone with parallel lamination of plain and planar lamination. Okay. We have cross bedding, and the reason that it is darker here because you have organic matter, plant matter, carbonaceous matter. Okay, so mungkin ada daun ke, fossil twigs, and it just forms a lamination there, right? Now this part looks interesting. So what are those? Can somebody describe the features here? So first, what type of rock is this? Ni batu apa?
Macam mustard tu.
Alright. So it's lighter color. This is sandstone,
Oh,
but the darker parts between it is mudstone. Okay, you have interbedded sandstone mudstone lah. So dua-dua ada sini, right? So are the beds just simple? Are the beds just tabular,
I
or do
think
they have a certain shape?
dune or ripple.
Okay, these are ripples, then. You see the ripple crest there. Okay, but these are more what we call symmetrical ripples. But we'll talk about that more in sedimentology. Just take note that these are ripples. Okay, so lots of sedimentary structures. I'm going to give you some time to have a look lah, in detail. You need to do a sedimentary log. I just want to show you one more thing lah. You see lots of ripples here, and inside the mudstone. Mudstone, and then you have a rippled sandstone at the top. Yeah. So, okay, I zoom in first. See here. Notice that in some of these thin sandstone beds notice that the bed goes down gitu kan, dia tenggelam, it sinks down. So what is that sedimentary structure?
Slum structure.
So you don't really see any folds, it's just that the sandstone is just sinking deeper into the mudstone below.
Load cast.
All right, so it's a load cast. Okay, but in this case, the load cast is very small, kan? Usually load casts are very very large, but yeah, this is a small load cast at the base of a ripple. Okay, just one last question. Going back to the first photo here. Can somebody tell me the yanging direction for the outcrop?
Is it from the right to the left tu?
All right. So can somebody tell me why? Explain why is the yanging direction from the right to left? Why is it older on this side? Why is it younger on this side?
I think because the bed is tilting to the right, so
Aha. So you determine yanging direction based on the dip direction. Betul?
yes, and this is a part of anticline.
Okay. Any other opinions? Can somebody help him?
I think we can see that the at the right, like at the left, we can see more clearer bedding line, okay, compared with
Oh,
right.
okay.
So maybe that the right part have been exerted more pressure from top, so it's colder because it's deeper inside.
Okay. So yanging towards the left, kan? Let me write this down. Bila kita write, kita lebih committed. So we need to think harder. So you say it's younger towards the left because it's dipping towards the left. And one of you also said it's younger towards the left because you have better, a more defined bedding towards the left. Betul eh?
Yes.
Okay. Any other opinions?
Doctor, can we use the load cast to indicate the yang direction?
Okay, can you explain further? Kembangkan sikit tu.
The load cast will point downwards due to gravity.
Okay. So in that case, what is the yang in direction based on the load cast that you saw? Dia turun ke bawah, ke belah kanan tu ya?
Belah kanan. So, younger maybe belah kiri.
Alright. So load cast sink towards the right. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Any other opinions? Can you use the ripples? Any other ideas? You can use the ripples, right? Let's say if I have ripples. Okay, just checking. Let's say if I have ripples, the crest, semua ingat ripples, huh?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
Okay. So the ripple crest is always pointing towards the top. Okay, so you can use ripples also. So in this case, the crest is that way again. So that is the yang direction. So you can use ripples. What about cross beds? You can also use cross beds. Huh? Now this is the bed boundary kat bawah dia, dekat sini. That's one bed boundary. Itu. And then there's another bed boundary here where it meets with planar lamination kan. Okay. Then you have the cross stratification. That's why we do sketches, but it becomes clearer. Kan? Then, and should be some more sini lah kan. Tengok betul-betul lah kan. I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it very fast lah sini kan. So this is what we call the cross bedding, and the steeper part ni kita panggil cross bed foreset. Yeah? Don't worry about the terms kan. But the rule is this: the cross bed foreset ni tends to become steeper as you go upwards. Apa ni? If I am here, it's gentle. When I go upwards kan, it gets steeper and steeper and steeper. It's like an exponential graph. Exponential curve gitu, naik ke atas. Alright? So this part must be the top most of the time. So it is concave upward gitu. Alright? So you can use that also. Okay, let's go back to our list. Load cast sinking towards the right. ripple crest towards the left. Concave cross beds towards the left. Okay. Oh, betul. Yep. Ni ada mesej ni. Kenapa Azlan ya? Any questions? You can also use the chat tool, the chat box if you want. Okay, tak ada. We continue. So this is our list for indicators for young interaction. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Should be okay, kan? Okay. So this one you can use. These are sedimentary structures, and they are governed by the rules. They are governed by the laws of the universe. They are governed by physics. So quite good indicators, kan? So reliable. Ini boleh. This can really help you. Ripples, crossbeds can really help you. But be careful when using deep direction as a younging direction indicator. Ini berhati-hati. Biasa orang tertipu sini. You can really get tricked by using deep direction. You pergi outcrop kan. You go to an outcrop. The beds are dipping here. I'm so excited. I want to start logging now. I go to the right. I log. When you go do a presentation at the conference, hebatnya ni presentation ni. But then somebody points out the beds are actually overturned. Okay, it can be upside down, yeah. So it doesn't have to be an anticline. It might not be an anticline folded like this. One more line to make it clear. It might not be an anticline. Maybe it's overturned beds. Maybe asalnya bed ni. Sini you have the horizontal bed. It's going upwards like this. Okay, everybody gets what I mean ke? The beds can be... Ya, ada.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay, sorry. So, setakat ni faham? Everybody understands this concept?
Yes.
Alright. It can be overturned. So, be careful.
Yes,
Alright. So, be careful. Don't just go to outcrop, log gitu je because the deep direction is in that direction. This kind of mistake can happen to anybody, even the most experienced geologist. Saya pun pernah kena sebab penat sangat ke, terlupa satu outcrop, kita log terbalik. Kan? We always need to do a recce. Sentiasa kena buat reconnaissance. It's the first thing you do when you see an outcrop. Keliling outcrop tu dulu. Have a look around, look at the sedimentary structures, look at the types of weathering, look at the color, look at the kinds of fossils you get. After that, after a few hours, sometimes even one day, then you start logging. You know your bearing, you know which way is up and down, and so on. Okay? Okay, so I think this one is the same dengan sini lah. These the more reliable indicators are the sedimentary structures. Find sedimentary structures to help you. Okay? Any questions?
Found out.
All right. Okay, so if there are no questions, I'm going to leave you today with completing the sedimentary logs. Okay. For my part, you will need to write a report. You kena buat tulis laporan, and the report is based on your study of the outcrops. So right now you have 2 outcrops. I'm going to give you 1 more outcrop next week. Okay, the last one itu tak banyak lah, kan? But because you have few outcrops, you need to do a very detailed study. So you need to describe the beds, the sedimentary structures, the lithology, and then present a sedimentary log, okay, for each. Okay, so just to help you how to do a sedimentary log, you already have a scale here, kan? So you can draw a sedimentary log. You can do it by hand, manually if you want. Some of you might be familiar with things like Adobe, Corel Draw. I use Corel Draw a lot. Inkscape is free. Just say that you want like terrorist saya. So you can also use PowerPoint if you want. Yeah. Let's see if I want to use PowerPoint. First, I need to have a way to do a, let's say I can make a scale bar if I want. I think you are better at me lah to do this kan. You can make a scale bar seperti ini, or you can draw a scale bar using boxes gitu, and then do a scale bar for grain size, and yeah, just measure the beds. If it's tabular, it's easy. You can put a box there, right? Let's say for this one, it's a sandstone, and the sandstone is up to there. So you have one bed, and then you can put other beds there. Let's say in this case you have very thin beds, and it's made up of interbedded sandstone and mudstone. Yeah? So what you can do is, you have a mudstone, and then you have a thin layer of sandstone in between itu kan. Alright, so it's straightforward, but better at it with practice kan. And you can put in symbols, or if you are good at drawing, you can just draw it directly. But you can do it digitally if you want. You can also do it on paper, on a piece of graph paper is also good. And dua-dua boleh. And you just take you can scan it or just take a photo from your smartphone, right? Okay, any questions before you start?
Due date bila, Doktor?
Oh, all right. Due date is after we finish next week lah, right? Then I'll give you a date, all right?
Okay, faham, Doktor.
Doktor, untuk sandstone tu,
Okay. Bukan kena siap.
macam mana tahu dia exactly the grain size untuk sandstone?
Okay, betul. We practical, betul, that's correct. So yeah, we cannot go to the field. But here, let's assume all the sandstones are fine grain. Itu je senang. Make it easy. So the main challenge is to identify sedimentary structures. All right, sorry, got disconnected again. So you can continue after this. You can continue with the sedimentary logging. Everybody can hear me, right?
Yes, Doktor. Can hear.
All right. And once you finish with that one, the first outcrop though, layang-layangan stop number 2 tu, try you also need to do the next outcrop, ya, layang-layangan 2. Alright, I open the here. Okay, so once you finish with the first outcrop, do the next one, already on spectrum, yeah. So you have another outcrop, do the same thing, do a reconnaissance, identify the rock type and the sedimentary structures, determine the yanging direction, and do sedimentary logging. Okay, so you have the 3D model, you have the PowerPoint slides for the second outcrop though. Okay, already on spectrum. Okay, the outcrop is very near to the first outcrop. Okay, so some interesting sedimentary structures there. Okay, and I think okay, that's it. So you need to complete 2 sedimentary logs. Yeah. Okay, any questions?
No, Doctor.
Alright, no questions. Itu okay, I leave you to the practical. Alright, thanks. So we do something else next week, but we will have a discussion of your logs next week. Yeah? So make sure you are ready to present. Show me your logs next Friday. Okay?
Okay, Doctor.
Alright.
Okay, Doktor.
That's it. Okay, that's it for today. You have any questions? Can ask me here. Also, you can WhatsApp me lah. Dalam, okay. After 12:30, you can WhatsApp me lah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Alright.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Alright.
Doktor. Hello, Doktor.
Hello, Amir, ada soalan ya?
Yes, Doktor. Quick question, Doktor. Saya confuse, Doktor, antara dune and ripple, Doktor.
Okay. Soalan tadi beza antara dune dengan ripple ya?
Doktor, macam mana nak differentiate, Doktor?
Oh, differentiate dia dimension dia. So,
Maksud,
kalau ripples dia punya bed tu kurang daripada 50 cm tebalnya.
oh, so
Ah,
kalau dune, Doktor?
Kalau dune lebih daripada 70 cm.
Oh, I see. So, dune ripple ni dia smaller lah, Doktor.
Betul.
And
Ripples are smaller.
dune is larger.
Betul. So rule-nya biasa macam centimeter scale ripple. Kalau decimeter to meter is dune.
Dune. Oh, okay, Doktor. I see now, Doktor. Thank
Alright.
you, Doktor.
Alright.
Doktor,
Okay, Azlan ada soalan?
apa maksud yang concave seabed tu? Saya tak faham.
Oh, alright. Oh, okay. Yep. It's easier to show. Saya cuba. Yep. Itu concave crossbed. Dia macam apa? Dia mencekung ke atas ya? Okay.
Oh, tu dia kira sedimentary structure juga ke?
Saya tunjuk gambar dia senang.
Okay.
Okey, sekejap. Okey, nampak saya punya slide tak, Azan?
Nampak.
Alright. So, ini crossbed kan?
Ya.
Macam daripada sini ke sini, satu bed dan dia tunjuk cross bedding, right?
Ya.
Alright. Dan cross bedding ni bagi kita nampak macam-macam. Satu, dia tunjuk kita bahawa arah arus dia ke sini.
Ya. From right to left.
Okay. Sebab dia dipping in this direction kan?
Ya.
Okay. So, biasanya if you trace crossbed ni, dia punya layers ni atau kita panggil faucet dia, kalau kita naik ke atas, sebab dia mencekung ke atas itu.
Oh, faham.
Okay? Okay. So, biasanya bukan selalu, not every time, tapi biasanya arah ke sini ada, tak keluar apa arrow. Okay. Arah dia mencekung tu, the concave upward tu adalah arah memuda, it's the yang direction. This is always top, ni atas, ni bawah.
Oh, faham.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, faham. Betul. Okay.
Alright. Yeah.
Thank you, Doktor.
Alright, no problem. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor. Have a nice day, Doktor.
Hello?
Hello, Doktor.
Ya, tak dengar, sedap. Earphone dia.
No, Doktor. No question.
Apa dia, Amir?
No. No question, Doktor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, bye, Doktor. Have a nice day.
Oh, okay, bye. Thanks.